But without further ado, I think we have to welcome our highest-ranking guest on the show that we've had so far.
Is he like a general in the army or something? What are you talking about?
Well,
highest-ranking guest.
Well, we haven't had any like brass of this stature. He is the commissioner of the National Basketball League of Canada, Mr. Paul Riley. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thanks, guys. Pleasure to be here.
So, as the National Basketball League of Canada goes into its fourth season, you know, it's definitely been a big thing. What's next? What's big in terms of helping get this league to grow to another level?
It takes time, you know, and people have been a little impatient at times, you know, expecting us to be emulating the NBA, which is not our goal. Our goal is to provide high-level basketball across the country. I think our league has some of the best players in the world. The fan base is growing every year. It's increased, and the talent of the players get better every year as well. So, you know, for us this year, for the first time, we're going to be having some games televised nationally, and I think that will help us a lot. And you know, we're just bringing on some really high-level professionals to help us further build the league.
Well, I was going to ask you about how you're trying to grow the league, and you talked about this. Is it a TV deal or just like litmus testing with the TV and the NBL?
Yeah, we've got a broadcast deal with BN Sports, which is a new sports network in Canada, and they're committed to showcasing our games in prime time across Canada, and we're really excited about that. You know, so that I think will help get our games into some homes perhaps that they haven't been in, people who haven't seen it, or communities that don't have, you know, a team within their community. So I think that's certainly something that we're looking forward to this year.
Obviously, you guys are 8 teams deep. You had Ottawa, who's not with the league anymore. Any plans for further expansion or even branching a bit farther more west?
Yeah, the key for us right now is to focus on the 8 teams we have and make sure they're healthy and make sure that they can thrive. I think expansion is certainly something that interests us, and it's important eventually, but the key for us for the NBL is to just make sure those teams we have right now and the communities we're in excel. They pull their communities in. They get entrenched in those communities. People support them. I think once we do that and do that right, then expansion will come organically.
Well, you mentioned in terms of developing certain markets and certain teams. Obviously, Oshawa moved to Mississauga, and they've had challenges with their attendance and whatnot. Do you think that being that close to Toronto has kind of helped them or kind of hindered them in a sense?
You know, that's a great question, and you know, ask me that one in about 3 years. You know, look, clearly the GTA. You know, most of the people in this country live within an hour of Toronto, okay? So you would think that having a team or 2 or 3 within an hour would be beneficial because of the volume of people. But that being said, there's also more entertainment opportunities for your sports dollar within the GTA as well. So it's a competitive arena, but we're confident in the ownership group and the general managers that run Mississauga and Brampton. Man, they're excellent owners and they're passionate about the game, and we like our chances with those guys running the Power and running the A's.
Well, you're talking about teams and the community and cities, but what about the players and how they're going to draw people out to the games, including one of our favorite guys, the Crime Stopper, Akil Carr, who's new to the league?
Yeah, we're really excited about this guy coming here. I mean, and I know you guys are experts in ball, and certainly Akil Carr. The guy's got more than 20 million views on YouTube, and some people say he's the best ball handler in the world. Our league is attracting these caliber of guys. We've got McDonald's All-Americans coming up now and playing in our league. And you know, what we are proud of with the NBL, it's a league that touches the community. You know, our guys when they're not playing or traveling, they're in the community. They're in schools preaching about anti-bullying or literacy. You know, they're in hospital visiting young children who are ill. They're helping to build homes in some cases as well. These guys are in the community, positively affecting the community on a consistent basis, not just when a camera is there for a camera op, okay, right, for a photo opportunity. This is part of our mandate, and that's one of the things I'm most proud of about the NBL. We are in the communities that we play in, and we're a positive influence in those communities.
You're listening to One-on-One with Will Duane on TSN 1050. We're chatting with National Basketball League of Canada Commissioner Paul Riley. We talked about the players, and I'm going to give you a dream draft scenario. If you could get any player in the NBA, and let's take out LeBron and Kevin Durant, but any player in the NBA to help, you know, grow the NBL brand in Canada, who would you take?
Probably Tim Duncan.
Oh, really?
If I could have my way. Why Tim Duncan? Because obviously one of the best players of all time, but a guy that just has an impeccable reputation, a guy that has always been committed to his community, and a guy that stayed there, his whole career. Our league at times has been a transient league where players have come in and they're gone the next year. But what we're seeing now, and I'm really happy about it, guys are going away to Europe to apply their trade, but they're coming back. Mm-hmm. Marvin Phillips went away last year from London. He's always been one of the best players in the league, and he's come back.
Right.
And a guy who loves the NBL, and that's really what's exciting. So our league is something now that players around the world are saying, yeah, Canada is a great place to play. The National Basketball League of Canada is a great league. We want to be a part of it, and we want to play in Canada. And I think that's why the ownership group, if you talk to any one of them, we think we have a chance to become one of the top leagues in the world. Why? The proximity to the United States, certainly. They still have the best players in the world. And we think that if an American player has a choice to play in Canada or play in Europe or Asia, he'd more likely play in Canada if the dollars are approximately the same. And we also think our Canadian talent clearly has improved so much that, this year, 4 Canadian players on each team. We want to organically grow that to a 50% where it's half the league will be Canadians in a short time. We think with that formula, with our talent base here growing and with our proximity to the States, we think it's just a matter of time before the NBL is one of the top leagues in the world.
Well, you talked about the league being a transient league, and you getting this job as commissioner not long ago and showing some discipline as far as not expanding too quickly. And we go back a little bit, Paul, so we know each other. What does it take to continue to draw on the discipline that you serve in your role for the rest of the league as well?
The league has bought into that. The ownership group, they've bought into it. They know the urgency of expanding too fast can be harmful. We've seen it. You mentioned Ottawa, and we've had Quebec in the league, and then they're not in the league. Right. And quite frankly, it's better to just have, a solid core group of owners in the league, grow the league slowly, grow interest in the league meticulously, instead of trying to just put a team in this market and that market. Then they fail, and then that's problematic, and it taints the league. And so we're not, we're going to try and avoid that and just take our time. I think we're going to vet the people coming into the league very closely, make sure they're committed to the sport of basketball and not just seeing this as a business opportunity, because part of our mandate is to further grow the sport of basketball in this country. And we think we can have a bigger impact on the young people playing the game here than the NBA can. Why? We're in 8 communities right now. We're in Charlottetown. We're in Moncton. We're in St. John. Okay, we're in Halifax. We're in Brampton, Mississauga. We're in Windsor, and clearly we're in London, where it's a phenomenon there. Packs their house, 7,000 people come and watch them play. So I think by being able to touch so many youth in those communities, we have more impact on growing the sport of basketball than one team, the Raptors, can across the country.
I want to give you a slow clap, Paul, for being able to name all 8 of your teams in the league. That's very good, because if you couldn't, we wouldn't give you the business. But talking about giving you the business, why don't you let us know where we can find you, and the people out there know where to find you?
Well, NBLCanada.ca, our information is there. If you're interested in high-level basketball, literally some of the top players in the world play right here in Canada in some of our communities. So we're there. Our players are in the communities. Once again, they're out there affecting the community in a positive way. The most proud thing about our league, and we champion that. So we need support. We need people to buy into the league. You're going to be seeing more and more of the NBL this year. I promise you that. We're going to do a better job of marketing our league and getting our players out there so people can touch them and see them and speak to them. And I think everybody who comes to a game will love what they see.
Another quick note, I know you got a benchmark in terms of having your first female assistant coach. Congrats to you guys keeping on par with the NBA in that regard as well.
Absolutely, and that was purely the inspiration of Brampton. You know, they think it's important, as do we, to think forward and not stay archaic. You know, but to grow the league positively in those ways as well. We're proud of the guys who have put money down to be owners, and once again, the tipping organization is an example. I mean, they are all about the sport of basketball. They're passionate about it. They're conscientious about who they hire, and I'm just excited to work with him and all the other owners as well.
Well, we want to thank you, Paul Riley, Commissioner of the National Basketball League of Canada, for coming in and spending some of your time with the incredible two-man team of One-on-One with Will and Duane.